The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA's heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
After 22 years on the radio, we couldn't stay quiet for long.
We're Lori and Julia, still loud.
Pop culture, gossip, books, TV, music,
and probably a little too much laughter.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's Lori and Julia, and we are still loud.
Yes, we are.
And I feel really loud. My microphone feels really sharp today. Getting everyone into the weekend with your favorite podcast. We read Still Loud. It's us.
It is.
And really, it would, we read kind of something about how people listen to podcasts, and they said the number one demo that is a hard time adapting to podcasting, which, by the way, is a free way to listen to something in a different format than via your radio, is women 55 plus.
Well,
I mean, I thought that was interesting because
welcome, ladies.
Welcome, everyone.
And gentlemen.
It does it, and we'd love it if you rated us, if you told others about us. You can send the link or whatever. Spread the love. And Lori, it's almost over. You're almost coming back to the mainland.
I really
Your long
am.
vacation.
I'm so bummed to miss the No Kings protest Saturday because it is going
Everyone
to be...
and their mother's coming.
They say it's going to be the biggest protest in the country. And Jane Fonda, Joan Baez, Bruce Springsteen to sing Streets of Minneapolis is going to be there. It's just going to be huge. But there is a No Kings protest here that Casey and I are going to go to. But it's somewhat controversial in the islands because, of course, Hawaii used to be a monarchy and there were kings here.
Yeah, you're right. King Kamehameha.
That is very true. So anyway, but yeah, I'm so ready to go home. My mom is having some health issues, to put it mildly, but I talked to her yesterday. She's in the hospital and she was so mad that she might miss the Mariners opening baseball game.
When is opening day? Is it tonight?
I believe it was yesterday.
For the Mariners. I think ours is tonight for the Twins.
Yeah. So anyway, she was like so mad about that. And then she was so mad because I taught her how to subscribe to the podcast. And she goes, I'm going to be behind on your shows. And I said, well, Mom, they're just an hour an episode. You'll be able to catch up. I just don't like. I mean, she sounds good, and I'm just
good.
Fingers
We're
crossed
thinking about
for my
her,
Lori.
I know it. It's so hard to be away from your loved ones when they're really could use some. I'm looking at my neck now. People can't see us, I think, unless you're in a clip. But I literally, I'm going to try taping my neck back because I have those strings, Lori, and I'm just like, what the hell? Who put like guitar strings in the middle of my neck? Now, if I just
call that vagina neck.
No, but look at just one side taped it. Does it look funny as it bulges?
Tape the other side, and then you'll.
I'm going to see. Oh, you guys,
you won't be a lopsided vagina.
Maybe Marley. No, it's terrible. It's like someone cut a hole right in the middle of my throat and wanted to do a tracheotomy or trachomectomy. Look at how much better that is if it wasn't shiny and it didn't hurt.
Right. Keep it on.
Okay,
it looks 1,000% better.
Look at that, Lori. I have to mark this clip for her to post to see pre and post. That's hysterical. Okay, yeah, that's happening. Mom wanted me to drive around. It's my hubby's birthday, and we're going up to the cabin and doing some stuff there.
Fun.
Yeah, so,
Well, I was happy to see that it's going to be like 73 degrees on Tuesday when we return.
Yes.
So how nice is that? My window box with all my winter things must really look out of place right now.
Lori, don't worry about it. Yesterday was beautiful. Today's a little chillier, but it is going to be beautiful. It'll be great.
Good. I hope spring is here.
I think... Okay, so next year, instead of 2 full months, maybe 6 weeks again?
Never again. 8 weeks is too long. It's just too long. My hair is a wreck. Casey and I are having fun.
Good.
I mean, we always have fun together, but I'm just missing. I'm missing my peeps.
Yeah, I miss you. We
Yeah.
get to talk, though. We get to talk, but I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to you coming home anyway.
All right. I have something I must discuss with you.
Okay,
Because
do it.
I finally watched the last 2 episodes of The Madison.
Okay.
And I would describe my relationship with this show as love-hate. I do not know how a show can be that good and that bad smushed into one show.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree that it's good and bad?
I almost died, and then, because you said it was over, and I said, no, there's got to be more episodes, because I keep waiting, because there's only 6 of them, and I'm like, I'm waiting. Come on. You can't end this show like that.
Apparently, they filmed 12 episodes.
Why aren't they playing them for us?
You know, this is what they do. They break up the season.
Well, this is
just what they do.
Okay, it was such a hardcore ending that I'm like, come on, give us some love.
So the good that I liked about The Madison is Michelle Pfeiffer
is amazing.
Doing all the emotional lifting, even though she's a bit of a biatch and a very privileged acting person, but she's fantastic.
Are you saying that in real life?
No, I'm saying that
just
in
on
the show. Her character.
Okay, yeah.
Kurt Russell, the cinematography, the guy who plays Cade, the hot sheriff.
Yeah.
But her daughters are so rotten. And this is a Taylor Sheridan thing. The youngest daughter, who is 30 going on 13.
At the most.
She reminds me of the character Ainsley in Landman. The high school daughter.
He must love little blondes or something.
Well, and he also I also don't like how he's like painting all New Yorkers as, you know, soul sucking. Just I just am so conflicted about that show. I hate watched it. That's what I'm going to say, because parts of it I loved. And parts of it I absolutely loathed. And I thought, don't know that I have watched a show that it's good and bad at the same time.
Well, I feel like that's parenting some days.
You would know better than I.
I think it's the best of the best and the worst of the worst some days. I remembered it was like, how can anything be this great and this awful at the exact same time?
Okay.
I mean, you know, when they're crying and you can't help them, I'm like, this is everything in one. How is this happening to me? But Lori, well, it's disappointing because I was loving it, and I did love, because there is a generation, Lori, and it's I don't know if we call them the millennials. I don't know if we call them the Gen Zers, but there's this generation where I remember I had to work so hard for everything and nothing came to me free, and I wanted to provide for my kids more. And if you're on a huge wealthy scale, I think it's just exasperated. And Kurt Russell's character is just like, I can't let my baby girl suffer. You know, he's got 2 daughters. So it's just ridiculous. But I think that is parenting too, because you see it in a lot of entitled people today. Well, I didn't think it was a farce.
Maybe that is true, but the privilege is obnoxious.
It's obnoxious,
and I didn't
but
like
I think
either of the daughters.
Well, I think that was his point, though. I think he was trying to make a point.
All right, maybe, but
I really do. It didn't bug me as much as, I mean, they're obnoxious, but I can see where they're going, you know?
Right.
And really,
anyway,
how
I give that show 2.5 stars.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you watched all 6.
I did watch all 6. I hate watched it. I mean, last night I
at
just
the very end,
was
it the last 2 episodes? It was the last 2 episodes you hate watched.
No, I hate watched the whole damn thing. I realized as I was watching it, you know, I was like, oh, I love this, and then oh, I hate this, and then oh, I love this, and it's so beautiful, and Michelle Pfeiffer and Kurt Russell, and I also did not find this believable that her husband of 40 years would have a place in Montana that she never ever
wanted to go to.
Yeah, because it had an outhouse. That part did not ring true
Lori,
to me at all.
Okay, so maybe a comment. Let me just put you in my old shoes. When I was married to my first husband, Bill, he had a hunting shack. It was for men only because it's a duck hunting place in southern Minnesota. I've never been to it once. I didn't even see it when we bought. Nope, never been once. So I kind of can see it's his place to go away and fly fish and be with his brother, and it's a guy's place.
But he asked her to go,
and she didn't want to. Well, Lori,
I'm a city mouse. I don't know.
Would you go to a duck hunting blind ever and go out on a duck hunting boat?
Julia, I've gone grouse hunting. I've gone turkey hunting. You cannot believe the things I've done for men to pretend that I was interested.
I have too. And I'm like, that was one and done.
Right.
You cannot believe the things I've done for men. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you hate watched it. Would you, when it comes back with the next
I'll hate watch it again.
Yeah, so I think it's gorgeous. It just calms my soul to see that kind of nature. And I know what's going to happen, kind of. You can figure it out a little bit. And I'm there for it.
All right, fine.
Yeah, but entitlement rings, it's hardcore entitlement. My neck is a little shiny where I have my Scotch tape, Lori. I just want people to know. I wish maybe Marley opposed it, but it's a little shiny. But it really kind of works if I stay out of the lighting.
Yeah. Well, they do have those things,
Lori,
where
we
people
bought
put
that
them.
thing.
Yes, and we never used it. Yeah.
We never used it, so I was just quickly looking for it before the show today. So now that we're on this new system, people, I have to put on makeup. It's not fair. A podcast where you have to put on makeup. No can do. No can do.
No can do.
Okay, so I had just you sent me some randoms, Lori.
I did.
And one of them I've been noticing lately is that it is so hard to find frozen orange juice cans and frozen limeade cans, which they don't make anything like it, and frozen pink lemonade in a can. See, I like it all from the can. Jeff likes to buy it in the bottle for $5. I like the can. I like a little bit and make a little, something. So Coca-Cola makes those and they're discontinuing them.
They're discontinuing. Go to the store and buy all your frozen juice concentrate that you can find.
I'm going to.
They quit making the pink lemonade a couple months ago, and I had a very lively conversation with a guy from Lund's and Byerly's because
I'm going to go.
Love my pink lemonade. It's my favorite refreshing drink. And so Minute Maid is discontinuing it first quarter of 2026. So the end of the month might be the last that you have a chance to get it.
I'm going to the store today and packing up because I love it.
And I just say shame on Coca-Cola for this. 80 years. And how this even came about, Minute Maid concentrate, was that in World War II, they wanted to have an option to give the soldiers, they wanted to be able to have concentrated orange juice.
Right.
And that's how this even came about. So for 80 years, frozen juice concentrate. And that's how a lot of people make, frozen daiquiris or showers.
My mom would make over for fresh fruit. She would make a little orange juice concentrate, just a couple spoonfuls, and a little honey. And we'd make a little glaze and mix the fruit in it forever. I mean, I don't like the big bottles in my refrigerator, first of all that other crap. It's such a waste of plastic.
And it doesn't taste as good.
No, I'm going to go buy it out. I love knowing this. Go buy it
out, and if you see pink lemonade, please buy me every single one. I'm absolutely going crazy. And when I saw this story today, I was just, I know there's a lot going on in the world, but I was just like, this is just an insult.
It is an insult.
It's an insult to humanity.
Okay, I have to go back really quick to the Madison for a second, okay? Because I don't know if you remember this gentleman, Patrick, he's got two first names, Patrick, John Adams, Patrick Adams. But do you remember?
From Suits. From Suits, yeah.
Okay, so literally the first year of the SAG Awards, when for somehow the Suits people were there, was he on? No, I'm not going to finish my story because I got him confused with someone from Mad Men, so never mind. I feel like
you did take
I took pictures of him and his wife. From Mad Men, you're right. The blonde guy. Never mind. Oh, gosh.
Okay.
This is what happens when you talk out loud and don't edit before it comes out. I'm sorry, people. Well, and we don't edit even after it comes out, so this is all
that's true. But his wife, the couple that they had you take pictures of, she was in my show Pretty Little Liars.
Yes, she was. Mm-hmm. And they couldn't bring in their cameras, so I said, let me take you pictures, and I sent it to him. And I thought, cute little couple. All right, I was wrong.
All right.
Almost there. Close,
did you
but
enjoy The Favorites? That Lane
I
Fargo
haven't finished
book?
it.
Oh, you haven't finished it. It's going to be a Netflix movie.
I think I ran out because, again, my addiction to that free online spider solitaire. Today, I'm not doing it.
That's what you said the other day.
No, but today it is. I
Okay.
am, and that leads me to the landmine case, or is that what we call them, where YouTube and Meta have to pay a fine because of social media use.
So they knew it was inevitable that it was going to be dangerous and terrible for teenagers. It's like $375 million.
I know. And Snapchat and TikTok settled out of court before the case went. So this was the very first case. It was in New Mexico. And it's really what they're saying, Lori, is they're suing them based on social injury via addiction. They're using the same argument that we used against R.J. Reynolds and whoever the big cigarette other manufacturer was, and also digital casinos, how addictive they are. So behind the access to anybody of any age, the algorithms that keep coming at you to give you more and more of what you want, the videos that keep coming at you, and just the addiction process because it doesn't time out or anything. I think this is going to be big. I think people are going to pay.
They are. I mean, they're going to appeal.
It was the first time. Yep.
The guy from Meta said, well, we knew it would be inevitable that this would cause problems. And I just thought.
Do you remember a famous quote from your partner of Lori and Julia Petite Moi, said in 2007 or 2008, these iPhones, we're going to have treatment centers for them because they are so addictive. No, I was telling you this because I said, I wouldn't let my kids on Facebook. I wouldn't let them do anything. And I said, and if you ever do, don't you ever say anything bad about anybody. And they never did it, but the phone. I remember wrestling one and thinking, it's a phone. Give it to me.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's inevitable. I kind of think that this is going to happen more and more. But it was a big deal.
It was a big darn deal. The movie that's opening this weekend, I'm wondering if you're going to go watch this movie. Probably not. Maybe not this weekend. But the name of the movie is called The Dog Stars. And it's another post-apocalyptic movie, Julia.
Can I take off my tape now?
Yeah, go ahead.
My neck kind of hurts.
Yeah, I believe it.
But we did see the before and after.
Yes, we did. Maybe Marley
look
will
at that
it.
little. I probably made. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to talk like this because you can just see one of my little flaps going up. This is.
Don't say flaps.
No, it's Fiona Flaps is right
Fiona
in my neck.
Flaps.
I'm just going to take off one to torture you. Okay, the movie is an apocalyptic
story. So many post-apocalyptic stories coming out of Hollywood. Are they feeling pessimistic? But this one is from director Ridley Scott, and it's based on a 2012 novel by the same name. It takes place after a pandemic wipes out a chunk of the population, leaving behind a pilot played by Jacob Elordi and his dog, plus a grouchy ex-Marine played by Josh Brolin. They live a lonely existence in an airplane hangar until one day a mysterious transmission comes through the radio. Are there other survivors? So that's the one big movie that's opening this weekend. I think people are still going to Project Hail Mary for the
Jeff
second
asked
weekend.
me last night if I wanted to go, and I just couldn't get 2 hours and 36 minutes out of my head.
Yeah, I know. This is your problem.
It's my problem.
This movie is not. I don't know. I haven't looked at any reviews. Yeah, but that's the movie that's opening. And the other movie that's opening in a couple weekends, I won't spoil it, but I will spoil it for you in one way. So this movie that
I won't spoil it, but I will.
I will, but I won't tell you what the secret is.
Okay,
so there's
fine.
a movie called The Drama with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson.
This one I want to see.
It is not a rom-com, Julia. It looks like a rom-com.
Right.
They're marketing as a rom-com.
Okay.
But there is a very disturbing secret that is revealed that will make the movie be quite somber and heavy. So I'm just telling you, when this movie opens in like 2 weeks, The Drama is not a rom-com. And they're marketing it as a rom-com. And I read the spoiler and I was shocked at what the secret was. I was just like, are Are
Is
you
it
kidding me?
disturbing? Is it disturbing?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I wish
I
you
don't
would.
like when they do that.
No. Why can't we have more rom-coms? I
Thank
love a
you.
rom-com.
So do I.
I know. Let's thank a couple sponsors, okay?
Alrighty.
Let's talk about Envision Distinctive Eyewear. They're so great. They're just so great. I tried desperately to go there. We went to Cafe Latte and I wanted to get my mom across the street, but we just couldn't get there. But they have such beautiful selection of glasses. And the big thing, if you're an eyeglass wearer, whether you like big chunky glasses or whatever, the fit is critical because if
Yeah,
you're uncomfortable in
absolutely.
your glasses, it's not going to work. And they really buy really wonderful glasses from eyeglass designers who actually make them that are supposed to work on your face and be comfortable and be beautiful. And they have a wonderful opticians there, and they do soup to nuts, and you can get your glasses so quick. And they just have the best selection and the best people working there to help you pick out something that'll be timeless.
The two glasses that I bought, I finally had updated. I hadn't updated my eyewear wardrobe in a couple years. And I went to Envision on Grand and I couldn't make up my mind. So I got 2 pair and I was leaving in a week and I had the glasses in 5 days. They work with a small custom lab. And so it was just so nice to be able to have that turnaround like that. And the gals at the store, the eyeglass whispered and helped me. And actually both frames that I got, they just were like, we've got them. We know, because we've shopped there for so many years.
Yes, we have.
And they kind of know, like, will look good as a returning customer. So they're like, okay, we have these 2 are number 1 and number 2. And I tried on some other frames, but the 2 pair that they picked out were, in fact, the ones I went with.
Isn't that nutty? They're like, no,
nice.
I want this. No, but it doesn't look. They're so great. Mention Lori and Julia. We love them. Grand and Victoria, in the Galleria, in Minnetonka, and in the North Loop. Envision, it's the place to go to. And another place to go to for all of your fun travel needs is Borton Overseas. Borton Overseas is a travel company that's been in business in the Twin Cities for over 100 years.
That's amazing.
No one makes it that long. You have to really know what you're doing, have the right connections for people to want to come back and use you over and over again. And like, you went to Africa. They do African safaris, that is something you would never do on your own. You want to be part of something. They're taking us on our Scandinavia trip, which I showed someone again last night, and they're like, wow, I could have never planned that on my own. And I'm like, no, nor would you want to. It's too many details. And it's just, you can go on other small custom trips. We are going to Croatia next April. If you want to put that in the back of your head or check out the website. I don't have the itinerary yet. I haven't seen it yet, Laura. I don't know if you have.
The Croatian, no, there's finalizing, everything
deals.
that's going to be on it before they put it out there. But I was just reading that Scandinavia is becoming very popular with people because the rest of Europe is so crowded
in
the
so
spring,
crowded.
summer,
right,
and fall.
Right.
And Scandinavia is not as crowded. The weather is lovely. And basically, everybody speaks English. So that's a easy thing. But people want help in planning a trip, and Travel and Leisure had a story about it, and they were like, definitely use a travel agent or an experienced tour operator to make sure that you're staying in hotels that are in the perfect location for you to set up ferries and trains and all of that, because people don't always want to drive, and it's so easy to do ferries and trains in those countries. So.
And Europe is so crowded. It is so crowded. And even shoulder seasons, you have to go the month before the shoulder seasons even. So that's like Croatia, we're going the month before the shoulder. And like when I went to Italy with my brother, we went after the shoulder. And I think you did too, they're wonderful. We hope you use them. All right, honey.
All right. So that's going on. Now the Gopher women's basketball, by the time our podcast will drop, and they play in the afternoon. They play UCLA.
I thought it was at night. What time is it?
No, it's 1:30.
But is that your
Friday.
time, Lori?
No, that's 1:30. I mean, I don't know if it's...
everyone check your listings because...
Check your listing,
I
but
thought
it's
it was 6:30.
And I love the story of the blanket lady.
Yes.
She's like really amazing.
I don't know that story, actually.
We don't. Yeah, it's this woman who played basket. She's like, I want to say she's in her 70s, and she is an absolute legend. Just what she did,
Lori, it's
for
at
women's
6:30.
basketball.
You are 5 hours before us. It is at 6:30 here. That's what I thought.
1:30 then my time. That's what I was looking at.
Pacific, Hawaii.
Pacific time.
And in Central Time, it's
But
at
when she
6:30.
ran around, she goes to every single game. And when she ran around, because the Gophers were down 16 points or something like that, she ran around the whole thing with her U of M Golden Gopher blanket and got the crowd just into it. And the Gophers came back. So yay for the blanket lady. Go Gophers.
Blanket. And so she's a mascot kind of at the games. She goes to the games,
and
but
she has a great story, her own basketball story and what she's done. I remember I bowled with this lady, her team. I think they were like in their 70s when I met them.
Right.
And they bowled into their 80s. But I remember the one lady was the captain of the team. She told me about how when she was in high school, she played basketball, but they could only use half the court.
I remember that. I even remember people, yes. That's so ridiculous because women, it would have been exhausting.
Exhausting.
You would have got the vapors. You got the vapors.
And I was just shocked. But then I realized, before Title IX passed in, I think it was 76 or whatever, the only sports a girl could letter in high school was golf, badminton, and softball. You couldn't even letter in some schools in tennis.
Okay,
that was it.
Okay, I just love when you find. I'll never forget when I first met you. Well, the only thing we could letter in is badminton.
Well, because I wasn't good enough for softball, and I certainly wasn't a golfer then.
Okay, I do love that women's sports. Women rock. I mean, I just think it's amazing. I have to tell you, I have a question for you first.
Okay.
If you were to guess what muscle, and you might have read this today already, is the unsung hero in your body for people, what do you think it is?
Well, we know the vagina muscle is very sung too, so it's not that.
Okay, you always go there. Mom, you're right. She does.
Yeah. And I don't even know if a vagina is a muscle, although why they call Kegels.
There's a muscle
Kegels
there.
Instead of whatever,
whatever. You digress. You digress. Yeah. Okay, that's not the answer.
Is it Achilles?
No.
No. Is it your tendon? A tendon?
No. That's not a muscle.
Oh, all right.
What muscle? This was in the New York
Let me
Times.
go back to high school anatomy and dissecting my cat. It's like your the rib muscles.
No, you're off. You're not even close. Okay,
all
the
right.
unsung
gluteus maximus.
Yes. Is Casey there?
No, but
that's what it is.
That's a lovely muscle.
It's the unsung hero of longevity, and I'm going to tell you why. The butt helps you stabilize. It's first of all the largest muscle in your body, and it helps absolutely everything. If you have weak butt muscles, and you have 3 of them in your fanny, if you have weak, you walk funny, your back hurts because you can't support it right, and you start walking like this, kind of you do weird things.
You have trouble getting up.
You can't get out of a chair. You can't sit on the toilet as you age. It does everything. And so, of course, I got out my band right when I read it and did my there, you put like a band around your knees and then you do a squat and then you walk. They're called giant muscles or something. But your butt is a shock absorber for your back and your body. It helps prevent everything. So people, if you haven't been doing butt exercises, the bridge, where you lay on your back and you lift your butt up and hold it.
Right.
Get a band and you can just do squats and walk across your room. Just Google it. But I thought that was kind of helpful because I remember when my hips started hurting like 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was all because I had a weak glute on one side.
Really?
And I thought it was something else. Now
I'm
think it's
squeezing
arthritis.
my butt right now. I'm just holding and squeezing and holding. But I do know, like in classes, that you take, like they'll do the bands and then you do the TikTok side to side or crouch down and walk, and it is a burner.
It's a
Because
burner.
it's getting
There's a
that
name for
upper.
those.
Yeah, I know. I call it the TikTok. I don't know what
I don't
it
know.
is.
It's not called that, but it's got a different name. But really, it's important because it also hits up your abductors. So that's just that's a random thought. It's just random. That's all that was, Lori.
All
I
right,
wonder
I
why.
like that.
I wonder why
Mhm.
you can't get up off a chair without using your arms. I have friends, and I think you're one of them, that you can stand and you can go down and sit
Cross-legged.
cross-legged and then get back up.
That's right.
Like, I could never do that for the love of God. Never, never. You have great balance and stability, and also is a balance thing. So there you go.
All right, well, that's
And
good.
they also made a comment in there about heated rivalry.
Oh, hockey butt. Hockey butt. There's no better butt than a
Jeff's
hockey
got
butt.
one of those. And in this thing about the unsung hero for longevity, they reference heated rivalry. Those boys.
I've told you every class reunion I've gone to, all the hockey guys have the sweetest butts still. They're high, they're round, they're tight, they're like a marble on your back.
It's a marble on your back. But
big
really,
marble.
people, it doesn't take much to exercise it. And if you don't like squats, you can do walking squats, which are easy, because I sometimes can't do squats right. All right, there it is.
I
You're
have
welcome.
a reason for you to go to New York, but you have to get there in the next 8 weeks. So I'm not sure if that you're going to be able to work that out, but very exciting Broadway news. So Meghan the Stallion is doing an 8-week run in Moulin Rouge, the musical, and she's getting phenomenal reviews. There have been clips out there. And I mean, Broadway is acting, singing, dancing, 8 shows a week. It's no
it's live,
joke.
and it's live.
It's no joke. And she is it's the first time we've had a woman play Zidler, who is the master of ceremonies. Jim Broadbent played him in the movie.
Yeah, the old guy with the top hat.
The old guy,
yeah.
And he's trying to, so she's playing Zidler in
Moulin
Rouge and getting really incredible reviews. And I was just like, oh, I wish I was going to New York. That would be a show to see. I haven't been to New
York since last time you and I went, however long ago that was. It's been way too long.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're going, that's kind of the hot ticket. And then, of course, Maya Rudolph took over in the smash hit, Oh, Mary.
Yeah.
So
which would be
amazing.
Amazing. And if you want to go travel somewhere today, if you'd like to fly MSP to Phoenix and leave on the 8:22 flight tonight, it's 70,000 points. Just saying. Maybe I had to book it for a kid.
Okay. Got it.
Because I thought if you're going soon, I'd say book in advance. Book in advance. But theater, I mean, so that's what I'm listening to is Liza still. And so we're on to the big thing. Remember when the Halston TV show came out with Ewan McGregor?
Yeah,
Remember?
I did. I like that show.
Right. So she hated how she was depicted in that. But Halston and Liza were like this. And Liza kind of made Halston, and Halston kind of made Liza. So when they started a friendship in New York City that was just unbelievable. And then with this famous jeweler who was in
Peretti.
Yes, in Tiffany's. And so she's talking about at the 1972 Oscars when she was nominated for Cabaret, and she talked about the whole process of making Cabaret and how out of the box that was. And with the dancing guy, what's his name? The guy who's
Bob Fosse. Fosse.
Yes. And she just talked about him and his process and everything. But she wore this yellow outfit from Halston to the Academy Awards. Her dad was still alive, Mr. Minnelli, Daddy.
Yeah.
And she had all these beautiful jewels on, and it was silver from Tiffany's. And when she won, she'd never thought she would win ever. She didn't even bother writing a speech. But she just said that was a connection to fashion and awards and jewelry, and how she was kind of the first one who had this relationship. And at the time, too, Cher was developing one with Bob Mackie.
Mm-hmm.
And she talked about how she was always kind of up against Barbra Streisand in movie roles. And how her dad did a movie with Barbra Streisand, On a Clear Day You Can See forever that just bombed at the box office. And she's in Cabaret, which was so out of the box, which was this huge success.
She wins an Oscar.
That's what I was just telling you about.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was just repeating it.
She's interesting.
Yeah.
She's not, she doesn't tell you what she ate like Barbara Streisand. She's not too detailed.
Good.
But she remembers stuff. And then she says, and I don't really remember that because right before she went on the stage, I think the night of the Oscars, or somehow she was really nervous and she took her first Valium. And that she said that was the kiss of death.
Yeah.
She talks about in the womb, because her mother was drinking at the time when she was pregnant with her and all the kids, just the addiction issues.
I can't wait to read the chapter about David Guest because I guess
I'm not even close to that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure she does. I'm sure she does. But what made me sad is you sent me the clip of Hoda Kotb interviewing Savannah Guthrie about
part
her
1
mom.
aired Thursday and then the second part airing Friday. I get your tissues. It is so sad, and she blames herself.
Do you want me to play that or no?
No.
I don't know if it worked, but I thought that was so sad. She goes, someone took my 84-year-old mom with no shoes in the middle of the night with blood in the doorway.
It's incredible. She
thinks it's all because of her
taken when I left for Hawaii.
Show.
So it has been the Epstein.
Hawaii.
I'm pretty sure
all that time ago.
That's
I know
what
she
she's
was. It's just
blaming, that she did the interview with Virginia Giuffre and
completely,
some of the other people that had accused him and came forward, and she is worried it's Epstein related. They cannot figure it out, but it was very sad. But I cannot believe how mean people have been online about that. It's a ratings grab for NBC.
Seriously, people don't read that. Don't read that
a-holes.
stuff.
I don't know why they have to be so cruel. Why would Savannah? I mean, of course she was going to do an interview, and why wouldn't she do it with Hoda?
Of course she was going to do it with Hoda.
Yeah, is heart-wrenching. I mean, I'm going crazy with my mom just being in the hospital. I can't imagine. And she's the same age. She's 84. I mean,
having your mom being taken.
It was really, I cried this morning watching it. It was really sad.
I just cried during the little clip because she says, I think it's all because of me. And I would just be like, that is the most horrifying thing to lay on yourself, I would just hate it. I would hate it. All right, let's talk about our wonderful Twin City Closet Company. Minnesota's premier custom storage solution since 2001. And this is a family-owned, Minnesota-based business with everything made and manufactured here, you guys, and giving jobs in our community. This stuff kind of matters a lot right now, and they support our community, and they're professionals, and they're so proud of what they do, and their custom drawers. They do something. They use such a high level of products when they're making their closets. They have this thing called dovetailing, and when you make a drawer, if you dovetail it, it's kind of like weaving the wood together, and it's an amazing thing, and its stability and its support, and it will last forever. And they just do beautiful work, and they're wonderful. They're not part of a chain. Everything starts and ends with them. They've got 2 locations in the Twin Cities where you can go in and see everything. But I would have a consultant come to your house. They're designers. Everyone's a designer. And they can sit with you, and you can dream big, dream small, whatever it is. But start making your dreams a reality and having a professional come over, and just something that you wouldn't think of could be so easy, so simple, and not that expensive. And why not
give you space and the idea of being organized? I have one particular closet that I have to have them fix because it's sort of where I keep a lot of summer, spring stuff. And every time I open this door, things fall out and hit me on the head because I just have baskets up there, plastic tubs up in the top. It's such a dumb closet, but it's a big space. It's just set up old style with a rod and one shelf, and
that doesn't do anyone any good anymore. So anyway, let them come. You can go to their website, tcclosets.com, and or you can give them a buzz for a complimentary design consultation. They're so easy to work with. They listen. They're smart. No project's too big, too small. Call them. Tell them the girl sent you. I love that. And then Lorene, let's talk about Dr. Lisa at Lake Med Spa, located in Wayzata. And she is an OBGYN for 20 years, board certified. And the reason she got into hormone replacement, hormone health and bioidentical hormone replacement, because in her being an OBGYN, she couldn't believe when women come in with symptoms, tired, angry, fatigue, sweating, hot flashes, not interested in sex, weight gain. And she's like, we didn't have anything to offer them. And so she just went off and specialized. And if you are a woman or a man, because this affects men too, you used to always call it, what is it called?
I called it andropause when men's testosterone goes down and their estrogen goes up, and they're suffering too, especially if it's drastic, which is usually what it is to have symptoms.
You're right. And so many of our doctors, and I've heard it for so many people, that they say, oh, you don't need it. You don't need any hormones. You're good. You're good. Don't even think of it. But she has a thoughtful, compassionate, and medically supervised approach to how to get you feeling your best again. And why wouldn't you want to do that? It all starts with a consultation, and you can go to Lake, and it's spelled LAK, medspa.com, or just give them a ball. It's LAK, lakemedspa.com. And then finally, I just need to talk about Hair Restoration Institute of Minnesota. When people can see us for an extended amount of time, my hair part's funny, Lori, because I have so many hairs popping up I've had so much growth from one treatment of growth factor injections. And it has been an amazing success. And I'm so proud and excited. And I just want to tell everyone about it because so many of us are suffering. It's just it's a win-win. And HRI, Hair Restoration Institute of Minnesota, they've been doing this for a long time. They know what they're doing. They have women there who help women and specialize in it. And it's also for men. But you can't spell hair without HRI. So you can visit hrimn.com and you can have a virtual consultation, or you could go in and have one for free. But it's just really pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
Yes, it is. You had a compliment. Someone DM'd us about how thick your hair looked.
Lori, I had no hair. And everyone's like, Julia, you're overacting. It's so funny because I was moving around furniture and Jeff was fixing a hole in our area where I wanted to expand. And they said, you can't do it. But we never covered up the sheetrock. Mm-hmm. And I found so much hair like sticking to the bottom of chairs. I mean, it's so gross. And I'm like, this hair is everywhere. It was falling out in God. So I'm glad.
It was. All right.
I wasn't a nut job like I usually am, but I am. All right, back to you.
Well,
back to you, love.
A little bit more music news to give you.
Okay.
Just, rest in peace, Dash Crofts passed away. He was 85 years old. He was one half of Summer and Croft, or Seals and Croft, excuse me. And of course, Summer Breeze, Diamond Girl, they were between 1972 and 1976. They had 5 gold albums. And so just a great singer. The band broke up in 1980 because, dance music kind of just took over but they're classic, songs. And Keith Urban is doing a whole album of yacht rock cover songs. And I thought, well, he has got to certainly cover Summer Breeze or Diamond Girl, because I think of those songs as being yacht rock. Because his last album was the worst performing album that he ever had. Now, it also, he's put out a lot of album. He puts out a lot of music, and it was before he and Nicole broke up, so I don't think it had anything to do with that. But anyway, I'm not opposed to a cover album. And if you love your yacht rock.
Because he always would play covers at his concerts. I loved him.
He been closing his shows with Pink Pony Club by Chaperone. So when we missed him last fall, it was because I think I was out of town, but my friend who was there said, "Oh, He closed the show with Pink Pony Club, a cover of that. He has always done covers in his concerts. So
always.
Anyway, always. Anyway, that's my Keith Urban news.
But wait a minute. Remember when we
you.
saw him at the state fair and how we were dying? Remember the state fair? He was...
Yeah, Kelsey Ballerini opened.
Oh my gosh, she was
show.
So good. I took so many pictures that night. That was so much fun. He's a great performer. He just is, and I don't care if he does it rock. You know, sometimes people come out with so many albums. I mean, you don't have every single Madonna album, I'm sure, and you know, we don't have every single Cher album, and it's just sometimes it's just so much.
Right.
So like, hello.
Right. Hello. I don't suppose you watch BTS on Fallon.
I don't need 22 albums. Of course I
Did you watch BTS on Fallon? They went over to the Guggenheim and performed for the first night on Fallon. Yeah, they performed Swim. It was really good.
Oh, you're so in love with them.
How about this?
How come, do they tour in the U.S.?
They're going on a worldwide tour.
Would you like to see them in the Sphere?
If they played there, the rumor is Pink is going to sign a residency in the Sphere for 2027.
I'm going.
And I hope that happens.
We are going. Oh, gosh, yeah. Lori.
Yeah. It was, I loved seeing the Eagles there, and I would, of course, absolutely just be over the moon if the Rolling Stones would do a residency at the Sphere. That would just make me so, so, so happy.
Do you think they would?
It all depends on what everybody's mood is. They like to tour, and they're working on an album, and they could just be in one place.
But I don't know if that's their place.
Yeah, they would sell out. They could get huge money. It would be incredible.
But I don't think money. How much money do you need when you're a Rolling Stone?
Yeah, I know, but they like doing it. They like performing. And I'm not ready for my last Rolling Stones concert to be my last Rolling Stones concert. I just would like them to be at the Sphere. I'd love Pink to be at the Sphere. BTS, the Army would show up. It would totally revitalize Vegas because Army is there for BTS.
It would be unbelievable.
The Army. That's what they call the fans, Julia. Just FYI. Anyway, my other music news for you is John Bon Jovi is getting a biopic. Universal Pictures. And
he already... But Lori, he already has that thing,
there hasn't been a Bon Jovi
remember?
Biopic. No, there hasn't been a biopic of John Bon Jovi.
Okay, but something came out.
No, not a biopic on the early years of the band. This will be, along the lines of A Complete Unknown, like Bob Dylan, where it's just like those 4 years. But it's set. Universal Pictures is going to be doing it. Bon Jovi, John himself, is behind it. So it's a biopic of the early years. Now, I was not a Bon Jovi fan in the early years. I did not care for what I called the hair and rock bands. I was Prince, Madonna, Cyndi Lauper.
But we went to
Michael.
the John Bon Jovi concert at the X
years
at the
later,
time.
yeah. And it was super fun. And he cannot dance. It's just incredible.
And he wears
the exact opposite of Mick Jagger.
Yeah. Okay, so he did have a documentary, and it was called Thank You, Good Night, the Bon Jovi Story. It was a 4-part documentary. It came out 2024. It chronicled the band's 40-year history with personal videos focusing on their rise to fame, the 2013 departure of Richie Sambora, and his vocal journey and his struggles. So one of the very first things that when they first started out and they were young, they were like in Tokyo with Michael Jackson and the Monkey.
Wow.
And the Monkey. I remember watching
the Monkeys?
Yes.
Or Michael Jackson's Monkey Bubbles.
It was Michael Bubbles. Yeah, Michael Jackson's. I meant Michael's Monkey. And they talked about how crazy it was over there. I only watched like the first one. I don't care much about them, but this'll probably be different. And I know he's had a journey. He's done very well, and he gives back, and he's got that kitchen that he gives back to homeless people and cooks for homeless people for free. He gives back.
Yeah, so that's a documentary. This is going to be a biopic of the early years with
Would you
unknown
want to
people
see
playing it. Maybe. I think so. I don't know. Yeah, I'm interested. But, the biopics, people are like, oh, who else has an interesting story? And they probably have a great, interesting story. I mean, he does marry his high school sweetheart, even though
Dorothy,
even though, there was a rumor that he had a mistress like in
Fergus Falls,
Brainerd or something.
Brainerd,
He had a
Nisswa Lakes, Pequot Lakes.
That won't be in this biopic or anything like that. And
really?
Then there's going to be
who would you think would even be cast to play a young?
I'm not a casting agent, Julia, so I don't know.
I was just thinking, would Timothée Chalamet? No, he already played Bob Dylan.
No. They'll go for who knows, but he was beautiful. Oh. He was really a good-looking guy.
I wish he would dye his hair. I hate his hair gray. It's such a terrible thing.
Oh, he looks good.
He's got a mane like a tiger.
It's really
or like
good.
a lion. He's really got hair.
And then the last bit of music news is George Michael. The Faith Tour is set for. There's a teaser trailer out, and remember I made you go to see that George Michael concert at the Excel. I was like, we have to see him. We've got to go see him. And so it's a concert.
Are you talking about George Michael?
Yes.
Who's dead?
It's a concert film.
But it's a
concert film, the Faith Tour. And it's we've seen a trailer. There's going to be a new album that goes out with it. And so I don't know when it's going to be released, but I'm so happy we went to that concert. It was amazing.
Oh, Lori, I'm so happy we went to that concert.
And
that was such a fun night. I know,
it was
but
so
we went.
Fun.
It was
we
so
went,
fun.
And then in a couple of weeks, the Michael Jackson biopic comes out, and there's already family fighting. Apparently, Janet is not happy with this Michael biopic, and Michael's nephew is playing him in the movie,
like Tito's son or something.
Yes. Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see how the reviews are on that. And I would be interested in seeing that. But apparently there's been quite a beef going on in the family. Janet is not happy with some aspects of it. And his mom, Catherine, is still alive. She's 94 years old. And
Jeez.
I want to say Samuel Jackson might be playing Joe, the dad.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of good casting.
Yeah. And the Pussycat Dolls are going out on tour with Nicole Scherzinger since she's all done on Broadway. Remember for a while there, they were opening for everybody. They opened for the Black Eyed Peas. They opened for Christina Aguilera. They opened for Britney on the circus tour. I think I saw the Pussycat Dolls like 3 times in 1 year because they were the opening act for Britney, Christina, and who's the other one I just said? I already forgot. So anyway, so that's happening. They haven't toured for 16 years. They've had a 16-year hiatus, and they need Nicole Scherzinger. It's not a Pussycat Doll reunion without her. She's the voice, I think.
Mm-hmm. Can I go back to the Michael Jackson movie for just a second? Okay, so it's basically, it comes out April 24th, and it stars Anton Fuqua, F-U-K-U-A.
Yeah, he's the director. He did Training Day. He's the director of it. He did Training Day with Denzel Washington. He's a really great filmmaker.
Okay, so, and Michael's nephew. The Lionsgate film promises an in-depth look at Michael Jackson's life, covering the Jackson 5 days, highlights and struggles. But it also, Coleman Domingo is Joe.
Coleman playing Joe?
Yeah,
okay,
yep.
I got that right.
And Nina Long. And the film explores Jackson's journey from 5 to his status as a global icon, his artistic process, iconic performances like the Moonwalk debut, and personal challenges. It's produced by the same guy that produced Bohemian Rhapsody about, Queen, about Freddie Mercury. So we'll see. I wonder how it'll do.
I think it'll do well.
I think so too.
Especially if it's good and they've got a good director and they've got a good team behind it, and it ends like, I don't know if he's like 30 or, something like that. It It doesn't get
It
into
ends at a
all
high
of his
note.
later
Yeah, addictions and
problems that
everything.
he had with the accusations from the kids and all of that.
Mhm.
So they're keeping away from that aspect of him. And it's just like really his early years, which by all accounts is just it's an incredible story.
And think of the level
Rags
of
to
popularity
riches.
and fame.
Yeah.
Right. But how he couldn't go outside like Taylor Swift. I mean, what these people, yeah, they're billionaires and everything else, but I can't imagine not being able to just be a person, and be normal and go run into the drugstore, run over here without causing just a crazy scene. You're probably used to that. I bet that happens to you when you're out and about. Lori, you're getting some frozen pink lemonade. Everybody wants it. Lori, come over here and let me see your hair. Where do you get it done? Lori, come over here.
No one is saying that right now.
No, I know, but Lori. I got pulled over for the first time, so I don't get recognized. I never have, like you, ever got recognized in our heyday, when we were recognized. But I was in the parking lot at a pizza place in White Bear Lake, and a car's driving by me. Julia, I miss you so much. It's so great to see you. I look like crap.
Listen to the pod?
I did, and she said she listened. And
okay.
I'm like, great. I don't have to say that to you. I don't have to give you my usual sticking calling card. But it was kind of, I'm like, that was random.
Yeah.
Totally. All right. Do you got anything else to say? Anything else to say? Say it now, damn it. Otherwise, we're done.
Spring cleaning. I have a tip for everybody.
Okay, give it to me.
The tip is when it's warm, a warm day, to place your pillows out in the sunlight to naturally sterilize them with UV rays. It kills the dust mites and the bacteria.
That's a really good one.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Leave them out, for like an hour each side, but it just refreshes them and it kills. I don't like to think about dust mites, of course, but they're there, and bacteria, but it's a natural way of cleaning your pillows. They need the warm UV rays is healthy for your pillow. So that is my random fact and
it's
tip
a good
for
one
you today.
And I'm going to just add on to that one because my outdoor furniture pillows kind of have a little darkness on them, and I've used everything to get it out. And Patrick told me, actually on a podcast I did with him when you were gone, that wait till spring and you get a lemon water mixture and actually just put lemon on the spots, and it'll naturally in the sun get rid of it. So it's a natural lemon and sunshine with the rays will naturally take care of the dirt that I can't get out, which is great. So they've been sitting in my laundry room waiting for the best day. Yeah, for a best sunny, warm day. And when I'm in the mood to do it too.
Yeah.
But that's a good spring cleaning. Lori, here's a question. What do we do with the Hello Kitty mirror from our studio? If anyone could even believe the piles of stuff I have from our days at My Talk 107.1 and
from
the
Kevin
Double
Berger. Kevin Berger gave us that. Listen, we needed to have a mirror in the studio. You got to check your lipstick.
It's in such good condition. I'm so sick of housing all that junk from that studio because I have it all in boxes downstairs. I'm just ready to unload.
You can't get rid of that.
Well, you take it then. Put it at your house for a while. I'm serious. If you knew how much stuff I have.
Well, Julia, I have a lot. I have all the Body Perk stuff.
No, I have.
I do. I have all the big poster boards from every magazine.
But I've got the Body Perks. I've got bags and bags.
So do I. Let's start giving away nipples. We'll give away nipples.
I'm going to start charging. I want to make some money. I'm going to work on a street corner. You know what was funny? My brother-in-law said for the St. Patty's Day parade up in Webb Lake that we got sick and never made it to. Why don't we just put them out there for $10 a piece? Let's make a lot of money here.
Jeez. Just send us a note if you'd like a pair.
Yeah. You'll
maybe Julia will give them to you. Maybe she'll charge you.
No, I'm not doing it. You send Lori a note and she'll pay. She'll put them in the bag and pay and deal with it. I'm not.
I only have Baby Got Brown. Do you have Perky and Pink?
Do you love how we're fighting?
Yeah, we have two colors, you guys.
We get real comfy, don't we, in this podcast?
Yeah.
I know. All right. I'm saying arrivederci and go Gophers.
Yeah. And that's a wrap. And
please
aloha.
like us, rate us.
Subscribe.
Do everything else. Will your next podcast that we do with you be from Minnesota?
We have one last Hawaii podcast.
We have one more. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One more to do, and then you are coming back stateside.
That's right. I will be back on the mainland.
You have a lovely glow, Lori.
I don't know why. I'm under a tree and under a hat, and I just couldn't be more sheltered from the sun. But
I think it just happens.
Anyway, I got to tell you on the next pod about a book I read that was a heart pounder. We had the author on our show for a book that we were obsessed with a few years ago called The Chain.
Oh, you read, there's another one? Oh gosh, that book
was called The Island. Okay. All right, I'll tell you about it right now. The
Just
Island.
Tell me, because
I'll post it. It is, I don't know how I missed this book because it came out in 2022, and it is so good. It is as good as the Chain one. The Adrian McKinty is the author, and I read it in a day.
Oh my gosh. Well,
but it was a page turner.
Wow.
A real page turner. It is white knuckle, heart pounding, absolutely fantastic. Takes place on an island off of Australia, and a family that goes to this island, and things go very, very awry. And remember how much we loved The Chain, that book?
Oh, and elevator
we had him on our show for that.
It was so good.
So I'll post that on Facebook as a book recommendation.
Wild book.
This is a wild book.
Right.
Real good.
Okay, good. Thanks for the recommendation. Everyone have a great weekend. And if you need to, for pictures, tape your neck. It gets rid of the little leopard strands. What do we call these? They're just like...
I call it vagina neck.
Well, that's not attractive. I'm not going to call it that. I just call it I feel like it's reptile neck. You're so gross. Goodbye. Lori, God, you're gross. Goodbye. Goodbye.